Check out Navin Lalo Streaming Network for all your streaming needs. We provide multiple angles, video and photo slides, clean audio, recording a full live stream. Contact us at 335-0205. Remember the name, Navin Lalo Streaming Network, bringing real-time events to you.
For all your live events, make sure to choose Swanky Lights, where we specialize in all your lighting needs. Contact us at 358-9305. Swanky Lights.
अच्युतं केशवं राम नारायणं कृष्ण दामोदरं वासुदेवं हरि
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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
मूकं करोति वाचिलं पङ्गुलङ्घ्यते गिरं यत्कृपातं हं वन्दे
Everyone,
परमानन्दमाधवं
this morning we welcome you to the final rites for the beginning of the Antaeshtis karma for everybody know Jane and everybody know Grandma. So today we prepare for that. We sing together Tumhi Ho Mata Pita Tumhi Ho. That Lord, you are our mother, our father, our best friend and companion. Yeah, but I'll leave it in case anybody comes, just in case. Rest it anyway. Yeah. So, Tumhi ho sati, tumhi sahare. Your best companion, friend, for here and even in the hereafter. So we are committing Jane's soul to the divine, the Lord who is the mother, the father, the friend, the companion. तुम ही हो माता पिता तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो तुम ही हो माता पिता तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो तुम ही हो साथी तुम ही सहारे कोई न अपना सेवा तुम्हारे तुम ही हो साथी तुम ही सहारे कोई न अपना सेवा तुम्हारे तुम ही हो नैया तुम ही खिवैया तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो तुम ही हो माता पिता तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो जो खिल सके ना वो फूल हम है तुम्हारी चरणों की धूल हम है जो खिल सके ना वो फूल हम है तुम्हारी चरणों की धूल हम है दया की दृष्टि सदा की रखना तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा तुम्ही हो माता पिता तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा तुम्ही हो Sri Krishna Chandra Maharaj ki jai. Beta, you all could sit down if you want to, because we'll be a few minutes. Yeah, if you want, you can sit here. Be comfortable. Today, as we realize the passing of another near and dear one, and we know that that is something you cannot get accustomed with. If one person in your family died, 2 persons, 3 persons, 4 persons, 5, whatever number it is, anytime somebody else dies, it brings back fresh memories for all those who went before. And it floods your mind. Today, in this particular case, is one senior member of the family and one who was closest to everybody, not only the immediate family, the community, the village, everybody else. So that will even, confuse your mind a little bit more to understand what is this life, what is this death. The soul, as is taught in all our scriptures, the soul enters a body in the womb of the mother. Nobody knows at what time, at what development of the fetus that the soul or the heart begins to beat. And according to the teachings of all our various scriptures, once that heart begins to beat, that dhak, dhak, dhak inside, the only thing that new formed body is assured of, you are sure of that and nothing else. One day the heartbeat goes stop. You're sure about nothing else. You're not even sure that baby will be born. You're not even sure that the baby will grow to a child, a youth, a teenager, an adult, and get old. You're not sure for anything. But you're sure one day it will die. And that is the message of our Hinduism and our scriptures. So that when the foundation is laid, especially for young people, in a service like this, we remind not only the young and not so young, we remind everyone that Ekadina Chuti Jai Sansar. One day you have to go from this world. So when the heart begins beat, it grows, the fetus grows, and then the baby is born. Do you all know that Jane was a little baby one time? Those of you who don't know that will feel that she born big, and she dropped from the sky as a big woman, as a grandma. She was not a baby. She was a baby. She was a little baby. And in her days, which would be my days as a young child growing up, you didn't need any clothes and things to run in the yard. Naked as you're born, you're running all about. The rain started to fall, you run outside, your mother hold your hand, drag you back inside. Don't go and play in the rain, you go wet, you get sick. That is where she came from. That is how she grew. And then as a teenager, married and family and everything else, and to this point where she has reached. And all of us have to go through that process. So she was born, and between birth and today, that is known as life. That is the span that is known as life. But in that life, you are not assured of anything even there. You're not assured of happiness or even sadness, wealth, not assured, health, you're not assured. These days we have seen so many young people. Right here I did a couple funerals, right here, young people. Right here. Very young people. And then some older ones. So you have birth, and you have death, and you have life in between. So the message now is not so much for the deceased. The message now is for us who have remained. Knowing that one day, एक दिन छूटी जाए संसार, जिनके लाख पर दीप बरत है जाता हूँ हाथ पसार. एक दिन, one day, छूटी, recess, you're going. जिनके लाख, no matter what you accumulate, material thing, जाता हूँ हाथ पसार. When you are going, हाथ means the hand, pasar means to be open. Jane has nothing to carry. The little flowers and so on that you all put in the box and whatever offerings you put in the box, bas, that is all she gets. And that is what all of us will get. Now she's fortunate that so many of you are here to be in these last moments with her. Many people are not so fortunate. You still have people who will come and say, okay, we'll offer a little arti and so on. Many places you go, people say, who me? I have nothing to do with that. I just did because I did. But because of how she would have lived her life, all of you children, grandchildren, and so on. And this is only part of the team, because when you go down to Waterloo in a while, there you will see how many people are waiting to give her a final send-off. So this mother today is leaving, this grandmother is leaving. And she has had her birth, she has had her life, and she has had her death. As we glorify God, Jai Krishna Hare, everyone. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam. Jai Krishna Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे Jai 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 Krishna Hare, Jai Krishna Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyon ko dukha dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. तेरे दर्शन की मैं तरफ रहे, तेरे नाम की माला जपत रहे। भव सागर से मेरे नैया, भव सागर से मेरे नैया, छन्न में जय हो किनारा हूँ। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे श्री। जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। फिर तू ही न केवन वाला हो, फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। पूरन कर दे सबकी आशा, पूरन कर दे सबकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान करे, जय जो भी तेरा ध्यान करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। All right, so we leave it open a few minutes if anybody want to come and say anything. Sunil, you should say a few words. Huh? Okay. All right. Do it one time. Come.
Yeah. Seecharan friends, family, and well-wishers. Our family would like to thank you for joining us today to share in our time of sorrow, but also in our joy as we celebrate the life of a beloved jewel in our lives. Ma, Mummy, Mata, Nani, Lady, Jane, Zina, Zinding,
were some of the many names you were lovingly called. Mama was born and grew up in Pepper Street, Gasparillo, and those of us who knew her would understand where she got the hot mouth from. She was the daughter of the late Dipraj and Vani Samaru, and the eldest of 10 siblings. Mama told us numerous stories of her childhood, both sad and happy times. She talked about the strict yet amusing upbringing of her father, and at the tender age of 11, she took the responsibility of caring for her younger sisters, Cynthia, Shirley, Dolly, and her brother Billy after the passing of her mom. She often engrossed us in tales of her childhood. One such fond recollection was of the time she sneaked out to go to the movie theater. After the show was over, however, she struggled and tussled to get up from her seat without success. Unknowing to her, her dad, Nana, was silently sitting behind her and had tied the bands of her dress to the chair. Of course, the results of her mischief would end with some good old Trini parenting, something she also taught us a little about. She had the ultimate love story after meeting her husband, Sybil Seecharan. They lovingly cared for each other and their 7 children through the undulating journey of life. Their most special moments were in the simple things such as eating only if the other was also eating, gardening together, endearingly sitting outside on afternoons awaiting the rest of the family's return home. She never missed her weekly Sunday morning visit to the Limehead Road Cultural Center, led by Pandit Mukram Lloyd Sirju. I personally remember many instances trying to feign sleep on a Sunday morning in an attempt to escape temple. Every effort would ultimately prove futile. She never fell for our tricks. She was adamant in ensuring that those around her were enlightened about our religion, culture, and dharma. Praying in her temple at home became a daily routine and hobby on mornings and afternoons. Chalisas for the devtas and devis of the day was a necessity. She never left the temple before chanting all the mantras she knew, and trust us, she knew a lot. And those that she did not know by heart, she followed line by line in her books. Her love and devotion for Bhagwan was like no other, and her faith was unwavering, which helped her through this physical realm. Early on Tuesday afternoons, Mama would be nicely dressed, sitting outside, practicing to sing a bhajan that she would so beautifully perform at our weekly satsang. Frequently, we would tease her and say she was showing off when she sang a different bhajan every week, but it was her undoubtable faith which constantly fueled this passion for her dharma. She was most happy when her Sunil would put on the TV in the puja room and played episodes of the Ramayana or beautiful bhajans he knew she would love. Their bond was exceptionally special, so much so that her other children would jokingly refer to him as her eyeball. Regardless, we all knew her love for all of her children and grandchildren was unmatched. From a biased perspective as a grandchild, I would say we might have gotten a little more love than the kids. At some point in each of our formative lives, we would have spent some part of our childhood under her wings, building a bond with her, each of us ingrained by her guidance, discipline, and dharma, all of which fundamentally crafted the beings we are today, a gift I would eternally be grateful for. Mama was renowned for her hand, be it in discipline or cooking. I can recall being sent to pick my own pomsite whip as a child and then sustain over some delicious talcurry. Her cooking skill was unrivaled, and she often received compliments that her prasadam was one of the best in the village. She was distinctly respected and possessed a strong sense of community, always willing and ready to assist those in whatever way she could. Something I would personally miss is her aptitude for giving great advice. Nan possessed a vibrant soul, literally lighting up whichever room she entered. When I think of you, Ma, I see your gentle face plastered with an infectious smile that felt as warm and pure as the first beams of a golden sunrise. Mama, we can only hope that we made your time here as cherished, exciting, and enjoyable as you have done for us. We ask that you forgive any mistakes we have made, and we know that you will continue to silently guide us as we continue this earthly journey. We love you, and we will profoundly miss you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful eulogy. And now we sing together one bhajan that she would sing many, many times, Prabhuji Mere Aao. And I think that's one of the first bhajans that, most of us would have learned in the older days. Now, so many new songs have come and people tend to forget the older songs. And they only go in Ganapati Baba Mordiya and Bolo Bolo Hanuman. But these bhajans, the bhajans I'm singing this morning, are bhajans that we grew up in, what she grew up in. So Prabhuji Mere Aao. प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, 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 प्रभु जी मेरे आओ। भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंदम, ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया, भजले गोविंदम। भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंदम, ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया, भजले गोविंदम। प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ। चारे ओर मेरा भय उदासी, आकी हरि दर्शन के प्यासी। आके प्यास मिटाओ जी आओ, प्रभु आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ। आके प्यास मिटाओ जी आओ, प्रभु आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ। प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ। भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंदम, ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया, भजले गोविंदम। प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ। बिनती तेरा प्रभु कोई न जाने, प्रभु तुझे प्रभु कोई न जाने। आके मुरलिया बजाओ रे जाओ, प्रभु आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ। प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ। भजले गोविंद भजले गोविंदम ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया भजले गोविंदम भजले गोविंद भजले गोविंदम ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया भजले गोविंदम प्रभु जी मेरे आओ प्रभु जी मेरे आओ प्रभु जी मेरे आओ प्रभु जी मेरे आओ श्री कृष्ण चंद्र महाराज की जय. My friends, this program has been shared and it's also been recorded, no? So that I'll want some of you to come and say a few words so that you'll be part of the recording. When it is played back, you'll be there. So Sunil, I think I should start with you and maybe Jai after.
Sitaram, everyone. Yeah, thanks. Ooh. There are no words to describe Mommy. You know, a part of the Hanuman Chalisa says that even if Snag with his 1,000 heads try to describe Prabhu Shri Ram, he still will feel. Today there is nothing more than we can say except Mama would have lived her life at a certain way. She would have brought us up a certain way, respectful, especially to elders. She would have insisted that we learn about our culture. It is because of her and her instance and her dedication and devotion, she would wake me up one morning, as Ravina said, to come to Sunday morning service, to go to music classes, to Hindi classes. And what I have learned is through the grace of her and Guruji. She was my everything. I would confide in her, things I wouldn't tell anybody else, not even my wife. I would probably talk to Mama. She would give me some advice, as so would everybody. She will surely be missed. As I was telling my sister recently, sometime when I am faced with a difficult situation, I would say, I wonder what Sri Ram will do. Now, I will say, I wonder what Mama will do. That will be my yardstick in determining going forward. Mama still love everybody. Treat everybody the same way. These are the things that we will remember, her smile. Things that we will surely miss. No matter how sick she probably will be on a morning, even if it is sitting on a wheelchair, she will wave all of us goodbye. And many evenings, if not all, when I come in through the gate, she will be sitting in her spot waiting. I will normally stop and have a few words with her before going inside and changing and whatnot, and then come back. As I said, she was my everything. She was my cricket partner. Every day, you all know, both of us sitting down, watching cricket together, late in the night, test match, IPL. And after a while, she knew all the players' names. She knew who she loved, and it was a joy. It was a joy, as Shiva said, to sit down and watch wrestling with her. Sandy said she would be in the tip of her seat and say, "Shut, boy," when she favorite wrestler wasn't winning the match. We have so many beautiful memories to last this lifetime and several lifetimes. Most importantly, I want us to remember what she would have taught us. Let that be the guiding light. Let us pray that our soul find peace at the feet of Shri Krishna. Ma, we will always love you, we will always remember you, and no one could ever take your place. With these words, Guruji, thanks so much. And anybody else who would want to come and say a few words, now is the time. Anybody? Sandy, Shiv, Lakshmi, come now. Come and say, Rita. Right? And one other thing, and I will say it for Sanjay. That house always have food, and you can't leave without eating. Right. So that is one other thing. Come and sit with Sanj. Come.
Sure. Jai Shri Ram. That is something is always accustomed saying as soon as you see Mama, right? You as you reach, you come out, you go inside, you come out back, you sit down, you say it again, you know. Mama always believed in prayer, and you know, it's holy, you know. You go early in the morning, she praying. You go in the evening, she praying. At lunchtime, she praying, you know. And it really don't have words to describe Mama, to put one single word to say, hey, this is Mama. It really don't. I was fortunate enough when my mom passed away. Mama was there for me. Mama gave great advice right through. Always. And I believe I was the one that always breaking the rules, and Mama never really, punished me for anything. You know, Mama used to call morning, evening if she does see, she does see Nishta, Sanj, you're bringing the child, or if I come from work and I go for the child. Sanj, Rita, she's still working. This girl could work, boy, oh God. All of us will miss Mama, and we just have to remember the good times that we had with Mama. And, lived our life the way she would have taught the children and interacted with everybody, She always had something positive to say about anybody. She never looked for anything negative. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. All I can say, I had a nice wife, a beautiful wife, a kind wife. I will miss her most, I believe. That's just like, you observe a Shiva picture with half Parvati and half Shiva. Well, my other half God. I other half God. पिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने को तेरा दर्द न जाने को बाहर के तो खामोश रही तू भीतर भीतर रोए रे हे भीतर भीतर रो तेरा दर्द न जाने को तेरा दर्द न जाने को कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे विधि न तेरी कथा लिखी आंसू में कल मधुबो तेरा दर्द न जाने को तेरा दर्द न जाने को पिंजरे के पंछी रे चुप के रोने वाले रखना छिपा के दिल के छाले रे चुप के रोने वाले रखना छिपा के दिल के छाले रे ये पत्थर का देश है पगले कोई न तेरा हो तेरा दर्द न जाने को, तेरा दर्द न जाने को, पिंजरे के पंछी रे। Love you, Mama, and I will always love you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Before anybody else come forward, I just want to say a little bit about his song. Wherever I meet Giant Funeral, I always ask him to sing that song. If he's not there, I sing it myself. And that song really emphasizes the life of Jane. Pinjare ke panchi re. Panchi, the bird, pinjare, the cage. Tera dard na jane ko. You all would have heard this before, this explanation. Nobody knows what you have in your heart. Tera dard na jane koi. Bahar se kamosh rahe hai. Bahar means outwardly, kamosh, you seem to be peaceful and happy. But tera dard na jane koi. Nobody knows what you are thinking. कह न सके तू अपने कहानी. कहना, to speak. Whom can you tell your kahani, your story to? You can't tell anybody. You know, here all you're talking here. Mama was this, and Mama used to do this for me, and Mama used to do that for me. Some of you come and tell me now what all used to do for she. Not only when the love she used to give, and the appreciation. I know you all did it, eh? You all gave back. I'm just saying. कह न सके तू अपने कहानी. To whom can you tell your story? तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे. And here the poet is using panchi is a bird, because you are a bird, and what kind of life you have. A lot of people, consider bird as nothing. You don't treat them right. How many of you feed the birds? I feed them. I give them a little extra rice and roti and bread, and you just crumble it and you drop it. Even parsad. You would know how them blackbird like parsad. When you put parsad outside there for them, they're fighting, They're fighting for it. And if dove and come to it, the blackbird and them just gang up on them and run over them. कह न सके तू अपने कहानी. तेरी भी पंजी क्या जिंदगानी रे. विधि न तेरा कथा लिखी है. Vidhi is the creator, Brahma. When he was writing, katha likhi hai, your katha, your story, likhi writing. Asu me, asu is chairs, me means in. Kolam, the pen, duboi means to dip. So he dipped the pen in chairs, in your chairs, and he wrote your story of your life. And this is why all of us, we are saying nice things in the Jane for the last 3-4 years, praying and happy and so on. You all wouldn't know the time when she used to have to get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, and go around where's in the garden to work. Well, I wouldn't know that. And when you say, Kahana sake tu apne kahani, whom can you tell your story? Over the years that I have known her, she used to tell me her story. All her troubles and problems. When I didn't have no telephone, she'll come abroad and sit down and we'll talk. I talking 30 plus years ago. And a lot of things we will discuss. And this is not the place for it. So, कहना सके तू अपने कहानी whom आंसू में कलम डुबोए. And the last verse that Jai sang, चुपके silently, रोने वाले, you are crying, silently, she's crying, but every time you see she's smiling. Why? Because she doesn't want to let you know what her problem is. चुपके, silently she's bearing what she has to bear. रोने वाले. रखना छिपा के दिल के चाली रे. In her heart, दिल के चाली रे, she is keeping all her secrets. Chipa, secretly she is keeping all her hurts and emotion. रखना छिपा के दिल के चाली रे. ये पत्थर का देश है पगले. Pathar means stone, desh means this world. O fool, pagle means fool. Ye pathar ka desh hai pagle. O fool, koi na tera hoy. No one is for you. If you could give something to them, they appreciate you. If you want something from them, they run far from you. That's how it is in a Sunil. When you give in, everybody come in. And when you collect in, everybody go on. So this is what her life would have been like. So now it's like 8 o'clock. We have taken 1 hour. When we leave here, we have to drive past home. It will take a while and will take all the time go down. And then we have to be down there for by 9 o'clock. We don't know what the traffic is outside. I hope it's not too bad. Or you passing through the back?
Yeah, we pass through the back.
Right. Okay. Before we stand and have the closing prayer, we'll sing Mana Sabajale Guru Charanam. Let Baba's blessings be with her also. So please. All I want to come and help me sing this, Rita and Lakshmi? No? Okay. Video come. Yeah. Line up there. After this song, we close it. Come here, look on here.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Achyutam Keshavam Ram Narayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari
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 Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Mukam karoti vachilam Pangulanghate giram Yat kripatam ham vande Paramanand madhavam Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
अच्युतं केशवं राम नारायणं कृष्ण दामोदरं वासुदेवं हरि
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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणत क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
अच्युतं केशवं राम नारायणं कृष्ण दामोदरं वासुदेवं हरि
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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद
कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण